What is up, you freaky folks? My name is Nick, and welcome to my channel, where I cover all things horror. Whatever you're watching, I'm making videos about. HBO Max continues to have one of the best selections of movies on any streaming service, so I'm real excited to bring you my monthly dose of recommendations that you can watch on HBO Max in the month of November, which I do for every streaming service every month. So if you aren't already subscribed, make sure you do so. That way you stay up to date with what to watch and where to watch it. Number 10 is Lara Croft Tomb Raider. This action-adventure video game adaptation brings the iconic Lara Croft to life with Academy Award winner Angelina Jolie. The explorer tries to uncover an artifact before a rival can beat her to the punch. I know many people will find this movie to be too ridiculous for words, but it wasn't just one that I grew up on, it was also one of the only female-driven action movies I had to work with, so this one holds that extra special place in my heart. And this is probably need-to-know information. Adventure movies are my shit, so this one checks off all the boxes, and honestly, so does the sequel, which is also available.
Time to save the universe?
Absolutely.
Tomb Raider.
Number 9 is Child's Play 2 and 3. Yes, I'm cheating here, but I mostly only care about Child's Play 2. Andy is recovering from the events of the first film as he is sent to live with a foster family. But this is a sequel, so things go to shit when Chucky the killer doll comes after him, still desperate to take over his body. Child's Play 2 is often regarded as the best of the franchise, and Child's Play 3 is also a movie, and they're both leaving at the end of the month, so enjoy them while you can.
I got a new game, sport. And guess what? You're it.
Number 8 is Going the Distance, a romantic comedy starring Drew Barrymore and Justin Long as two lovebirds who fall in love shortly before one moves across the country. The passion is strong, so they try to make things work long distance, which leads to all sorts of hilarious troubles. This is one of those romantic comedies that actually feels like it was made by real adults for other adults, and Barrymore and Long were dating at the time of filming, so the chemistry is real, and this movie is genuinely funnier than expected. It is also leaving at the end of the month, so if it looks like a typical romantic comedy to you, I'd suggest giving it a shot.
Yeah, a little wing sauce.
Where?
Kind of in this general area.
Number 7 is The Talented Mr. Ripley. Based on the novel by Patricia Highsmith, this dramatic thriller is about the cunning Tom Ripley, played by Matt Damon. He's a grifter who convinces a man he is someone he is not, and is sent to Italy to retrieve this man's son. He soaks up the high life and goes to great lengths to remain privileged. This is a beautifully made drama about excess and obsession. It is so up my alley, and I love how peak 90s it is. The beautiful cast, the lush scenery, everything about this movie is on point.
Did I know you at Princeton, Tom? I don't think I did I?
Number 6 is Anastasia. This 90s animated favorite is about a long-lost relative of the Russian royal family trying to reconnect with her grandmother. It is not even close to the real story, but it's a wonderfully entertaining family film. It's one of the few 90s animated movies that managed to compete with Disney, and it's also leaving at the end of the month, so I can't help but recommend it in case anyone else out there is interested in some nostalgic good times.
Anastasia, alive?
Ain't that the kick in the head? I guess a curse just ain't what it used to be, huh, sir?
Number 5 is Contagion. This dramatic thriller is about an epidemic ravaging the world as people try to understand the virus and contain the spread. This one popped off on streaming during the beginning of the pandemic, but I wasn't making what to watch videos then, so I'm recommending it now. It might be the right time to, I don't know, maybe scare the living shit out of yourself. Could be a good idea.
The average person touches their face 3 to 5 times every waking minute. In between, we're touching doorknobs, water fountains, and each other.
Number 4 is The Haunting, a remake from 1999. A group of researchers stay at a haunted mansion where they conduct an experiment on fear. As the history of the house is uncovered, they realize they must escape before they become the next ghostly inhabitants. I remember recording this movie on a blank VHS tape as a kid and watching it over and over. You could definitely call this a scary movie for kids. I honestly honestly think it's funny that most people hate this movie because it uses CGI. I mean, that's an interesting complaint to have, but okay. It is leaving at the end of the month, but it's also available over on Amazon Prime and Tubi.
Oh my god, what's happening?
Number 3 is Boogie Nights, or as I call it, the only P.T. Anderson movie I like. Mark Wahlberg plays a young stud in the 1970s who becomes involved in the porn scene after a filmmaker learns of his sizable package. Again, I'm not really into this filmmaker's work, but Boogie Nights is one of my favorite dramas ever. It is both funny and heartbreaking, but overall, it is enormously entertaining.
It's jealousy, it's deceitfulness, it's vindictiveness, but I mean, God, what can you expect when you're on top?
Number 2 is Bridesmaids. This Academy Award nominated box office hit stars Kristen Wiig as a mess of a character who becomes her best friend's maid of honor. A series of hilarious incidents makes this one of the funniest journeys down the aisle in cinematic history. I love Bridesmaids because it's one of those comedies that becomes even funnier on rewatch, and it's leaving at the end of the month. See, all this stuff is leaving. This is why you gotta be subscribed. You gotta catch that good stuff before it's gone, you guys.
I'm ready to party! Oh, yeah.
Number 1 is The Invisible Man. This reboot from director Lee Whannell stars Elizabeth Moss as a survivor of an abusive relationship who believes her tormentor has found a way to make himself invisible in order to continue messing with her life. This is easily one of the biggest movies of 2020, which might not sound like much, but I would argue that even if things didn't get shifted all to hell, The Invisible Man would hold up as one of the best horror films of the year. I'm hoping you've all seen it by now. I recommended it in my more recent horror movie recommendations video for HBO Max, but I think it deserves to be recommended again because it's truly one of the best of the year.
He said that wherever I went, he would find me, walk right up to me, and I wouldn't be able to see him.
And now it's time for my bad movie recommendation of the month, because we all know this is the best part. And they have all 3 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies, and they're leaving at the end of the month. Now, before you jump down my throat being like, hey, wait a minute, these are good movies, I love them, I can fully understand if you love these movies. I personally wasn't into the Turtles as a kid, so I don't have that connection, but watching them as an adult, I sure as hell think they are quite enjoyable. They might be cheesier than any pizza the gang of turtles would order, but if you're looking for some throwback favorites, you can't do much better. That is my list of the best movies to watch on HBO Max in the month of November. Thank you so much for watching this video. I greatly appreciate it. Let me know what your favorites are in the comments below. Feel free to follow me on Instagram, like this video, share it with your friends, and if you haven't already done so, subscribe to my channel and hit that bell. That way you don't miss any creepy content. That's it for this video, but I won't stop you from watching another.